Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I'm going to do the 5 things that I learned from Hard Knocks 2019, Episode 1 of the Oakland Raiders. So, we watched Hard Knocks, and there was some good, there was some bad, there was some questionable things that happened on today's show of Hard Knocks, and for all of you that watched our watch party, I appreciate you. But here's the first thing that I learned. The Raiders, they have Super Bowl wishes, which I thought of it as kind of no shit, but I also love the fact that Gruden, and this whole thing started off with Gruden talking to the entire team in a circle. And we know Gruden already had the nightmare speech, how he's sick and tired of dreams and how he wants to start making nightmares. He also then just straight up was like, I have Super Bowl aspirations. And every coach 100% should. So what we did here at the Raiders Report is we looked up the Raiders Super Bowl odds. And oh boy, they have 60-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. Just so you guys know, those odds are not very high. So I encourage all of you who think that the Raiders can win the Super Bowl to go to my bookie and put down money. And if you want to bet on the Raiders winning the Super Bowl, slide in those DMs and I'm going to hook you up with something great. The other thing, the Raiders, as we know, they haven't won the Super Bowl since 1983. But the Raiders have 60-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. Here are actually the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. You have the Patriots, the Cheatriots, the Rams, the Saints. Oh, God. Who is that last team? I don't even want to say that team on this show. But you got the Patriots, the Rams, and the Saints. Here are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Then you have the Raiders at 60-1 odds, and I'm just telling you this, guys, right now. Go put money down on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl, because if the Raiders end up winning the Super Bowl, you're going to be able to pay for me to come to every single Raiders game with you guys all season long. That's how much money you're going to get. So, I'm excited that Hard Knocks finally aired, and we've learned a lot of things. So remember, this show is going to be the 5 things that I learned from Hard Knocks, Episode 1, okay? So the Raiders, they have big aspirations. When you have 3 rookies that you drafted in the first round, you go out and get Antonio Brown. You have your franchise quarterback in Derek Carr. Plus, remember, now you have Mike Mayock, who was a draft specialist. There's a lot of new pieces here for the Raiders, so I'm going to ask you guys this question. Predict the Raiders' record this year. I'm going to look in the comments section on YouTube, and I'm going to start giving some shout-outs to the people who have been watching us the entire time. So, predict the Raiders' record in 2019. Let me hear it in the comments section. We got Joshua, he's going 11-5. Son Powell's going 10-6. I'm about it. Tony Toledo, Holy Toledo with 11-5. Mike 10-6. Charles 12-5. Charles, I guess that means they're going to lose a playoff game. 12-4. 10-4. Guys, math. I'm bad at math, but I know 10-4 is not 16 games. Also, I know I said I'm bad at math, but I also know that 19,439 is less than 20,000. So, get me to 20,000 by August 13th. I want to be at 20,000 subscribers by August 13th. And if you're like, Mitch, why by August 13th? That's when the next Hard Knocks comes out. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I wanted to hit 20K by August 6th, and luckily, I talked to the bosses here at Chat Sports. They're like, Mitch, we respect what you're doing. The Nation is actually a better fan base than the Cowboys report has, so we want to keep you around. We want to keep you around a little bit longer, so I will say this. I appreciate the loyalty in this. I loved all the tweets, all the interaction we've created on social media, but I'm asking you for this favor. Let's get the Raiders report to 20K subscribers by August 13th. Can you do that for me? How about this? If we get to 20K subscribers by August 13th, another beer challenge. Believe it, baby. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I love this. Next thing that I learned. Antonio Brown's hot air balloon can carry 275,000 basketballs. That is the most balls that I have ever even heard of on the Raiders report. The fact that you could fit 275,000 basketballs in Antonio Brown's hot air balloon is entertaining. Now, for those of you that are like, Mitch, why the hell does this matter? It's because AB showed up in the hot air balloon, which I know you guys know that. I understand that you know that because you guys watch the show and you guys are always, sliding in my DMs telling me, Mitch, did you see this? Did you see this? Which I respect. The one thing that we knew that we were going to get with Antonio Brown is we were going to get a lot of camera time. And to be honest, if I had to guess how much camera time Antonio Brown got on Hard Knocks, he was probably the second most watched player today on Hard Knocks. Now, the major focus of Antonio Brown in the show was about his feet, about his injuries, but it's also about his work ethic and about how you're going to get the good sides of Antonio Brown. The guy who's going to show up and he's going to give you everything he's got. But then you're also going to get the Antonio Brown who's going to show up in that hot air balloon. Now, in terms of just production, like you want to talk about high upside, Antonio Brown has high upside considering the fact that Antonio Brown, look at these numbers. There's a reason why I don't care that he showed up in a hot air balloon. AB, straight up, if you give me these type of numbers this year in Oakland, you could show up whenever you want. You can show up naked in a hot air balloon for all I care about. Then you can fit an extra 2 balls in there. I am totally okay with it. The fact that this guy is going to show up and he's going to play as hard as I know that he will. Antonio Brown gives 110% every single practice. Heck, Gruden was like, dude, you're not 100% healthy. Take it a step back. And AB's like, I want these players to know who I am. So you know what, AB? I respect your big hot air balloon. And if you want to be a hot air balloon on the sidelines because you're not getting the ball enough, I'm okay with it. Because if you give me these numbers and we're winning, you do what you want. Now, here's the question that I need to ask everyone. Would you ever ride in a hot air balloon? Y for yes and for no. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. I am scared to death of heights. I'll get on a roller coaster, but if y'all put me on a Ferris wheel, I'm going to be shaking more than Jared Goff did in this past Super Bowl. I'm going to be shitting bricks. So, would you ever ride in a hot air balloon? Type Y for yes, type N for no. John Maletta says yes. Anthony Jeter says yes. Taylor F says, hell to the nah. Yeah, you know what, Taylor? You and me are on the same exact wavelength there. Edward Lewis says, hell yes, I have. Lorenzo said it's better than an airplane. My question is, what kind of airplane are you riding in? No, I just went on a flight to San Diego, absolutely not. And then Step on the Knee, shout out to my girl. She says, no, they're dangerous, which, yeah, I totally agree with you. All right, let's go to the next thing that we learned. I need to hydrate, though. Hang on. I'm trying to put in effort here on the Raiders Report. Gruden, he wants effort over talent. Now, a very, very interesting thing that Jon Gruden said on today's episode was one of the reasons why they went out and made a lot of the moves that they did in the draft is because he wants players who are going to show up, get ready to drink, hang on, Gruden grinders, but he wants players who are going to give the effort. And he wants players who are going to buy in to what they are doing there. Effort over talent. It sounds a lot like what the New England Patriots have been doing, and I know you guys hate when I talk about the Patriots, but you can hate them all you want. They have won, and they've been a very, very successful, if not probably the most successful franchise in NFL history. Now, he also talks a lot about, Johnathan Abram and the intensity that he brings. And the ultimate hope is that you can get a leader in Abram who is a rookie, who's going to bring that effort. Also, you have players like Foster Moreau, Cleveland Ferrell. A lot of players who are going to bring the intensity, bring the effort. It's one of the reasons why they went out and got Antonio Brown. Now, why do they want to change the motive? Because this is what the Raiders have done the last 5 years. Sure, 2016 is the bright spot, but 1 out of 4, or 1 out of 5, hashtag math, is not what I'm looking for. I don't want 4-12. I don't want 6-10. I don't want 7-9. And if you give me 3-13 this year, I am going to be more than pissed off. The Raiders need to be able to create a system and get players who are talented to buy into it, because that's how you actually make a difference. Jon Gruden has 9 years left to make a difference. I think the Raiders would be smart to let him do his thing, because there is one thing that Jon's going to bring. It's that fire. And if you can install fire into your fans, into your players, into your coaches, that's when you make a difference. So that's what I learned. So here's my next question. Did you guys watch the first episode of Hard Knocks? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Now, I know not all of you have HBO, which is okay. It's why I did what I did here. I wanted to be able to talk to you guys, interact with you guys on YouTube. So, quick shout-outs here to some of the people who watch this. Juan, A.B., A. Jane, Son Pao. I'll go over to Facebook now. Phil Henry, Rodney Blessed, Edwin Hernandez, Minor Quick, Dan Miller. I know that you guys interact with me literally almost like the entire show, which I appreciated. But did you actually have the ability to watch it on HBO? So let me know in the comments section why for yes and for no. And if you guys are like, hey, Mitch, I watched it. I agree with you. I disagree with you. Let me know. My Twitter's down there below. So this show is about the interaction. So continue to interact with me. Also, please continue to represent our sponsors out there. MyBookie, okay, guys, they've hooked me up with an unbelievable deal, and I know a bunch of you guys have already gotten started with MyBookie. So, if you guys like the NFL, if you guys like the Raiders, if you like what I do here, and if you want me to continue to do my show, you guys need to get started with MyBookie and all our sports sponsors. So, go to chatsports.com/Raiders, and if you want some swag that I wear, okay, you want some swag, get started with MyBookie, and I'm going to hook you up with 3 shirts from Raider Nation store. Does that sound good? I think it does. Let's get into the next thing that I learned. The coaches, they like Johnathan Abram a whole bunch. When Johnathan Abram's out there on the practice field, he was actually getting some like some crooked eyes from Whitehead, from Vontaze Burfict, from a few of these other players. They were like, does he know that we're practicing? Like, he's out there laying people out. So, like, John comes over to Abram. You know, he puts his arm around him. He's talking to him a little bit. He's like, hey, man, love the intensity, but, you know, take it back a little bit. You know, you don't have to hit guys so hard. And Abram the entire time is, like, bouncing around. He's like, man, like, I want to hit guys. I want to do this. I want to do that. The intensity is, I think, the reason why the Raiders ultimately went out and got this kid 27th overall. And at first, I saw the pick, and I was disappointed. I was really upset that the Raiders went out and got Johnathan Abram. But after watching Abram this entire offseason, after watching Abram on Hard Knocks and seeing this kid's personality, he's fiery. He's aggressive. Heck, he would talk back to Jon Gruden. He called out Derek Carr at their dinner. Yeah, sure, he didn't know how to pronounce the word salmon, but hey, I don't even know if I would know how to spell it, and I think you guys like me here. Johnathan Abram is going to bring a whole bunch of intensity. Paul Gunther couldn't stop talking about this kid. And when you look to see what he did last year at Mississippi State, the 99 tackles, the 5 pass breakups, the 2 interceptions, the 3.0 sacks. Abram is going to be that defensive leader. He's going to be the player who's going to really change what the Raiders look like on defense. And I am super excited to see what this kid's going to do in year 1. I'm telling you right now, I understand Cleveland Ferrell was drafted 4. I understand Josh Jacobs was drafted 24th. Don't be surprised if Johnathan Abram is our rookie of the year for the Oakland Raiders on offense or defense, simply because he's already showing up that he can be a leader. And the fact that the coaches can't stop ranting and raving about him, and the fact that he was probably shown more than any other player, just goes to show how much the Raiders are excited about Johnathan Abram and his upside. I want you guys to rate the episode of Hard Knocks, okay? 1 to 10. 1 being like grandma getting out of the tub ugly 1 to like 10 being the best thing that I've seen all week, okay? So how would you rate the first episode of Hard Knocks? 1 to 10. I want to see it in the comments section. AJ Thomas is going to go 9. I got another 10 and 8. A 7 from John. Callie King goes 8. Lorenzo says 5 because I only saw half. That's fair. 666. That's an unlucky number. 9.5. 8 or 9. 9. 8. 0 because I couldn't watch it. Steve, I might be able to help you out there. 8. 8. 9.2. I see a lot of high grades. 1 to 10. Okay? So how about this? I'm not going to give you guys mine, okay, because I don't really want you to do that. I want you guys to guess it. I want you guys to guess what you thought my grade was. And for the first person who guesses it right, okay, I'll hit you up with a $5 Venmo. So slide in those DMs at MitchellRens365 on Twitter or on IG. Let's go to the last thing that I learned. AB is hurt, but he's still going 100%. Now, this show starts off with a lot of Antonio Brown talk. A lot of AB talking about how they're excited that he's here and excited how he's practicing. They also are like, the fact that he's practicing, he doesn't know how to take it back a step. So remember this, how Jon said one of the reasons why he loved Antonio Brown was the fact that he literally gives 100% all the time, but also he's the hardest working guy in the NFL. Now, he's right now struggling with a foot injury, and if you guys saw my show today, you would have seen Antonio Brown's feet. Now, I don't know if there's a way where I could get a picture of Antonio Brown's feet on the show, but like, AB is dealing with some serious shit going on with his feet. So basically what happened is Antonio Brown's got frostbite on his feet, okay? Like, here's his feet. It's gross. Like, it's oh, God. Oh. Hang on. Ugh. That looks bad. So that's what AB's dealing with. At first he thought it was blisters. He saw a foot specialist. He had to deal with a lot of things, but I'm going to try to get the actual report here. So he went to cryotherapy, okay? Which is basically like you step into a freezer. It's good for like your muscles, your joints, all that kind of good stuff. But he didn't wear shoes. He didn't wear the protective shoes that you need to do. So now his feet kind of got frostbite, and his feet are literally peeling off. Like, it's kind of a big deal. The only issue is he is day-to-day. He has already seen a foot specialist. But after seeing that picture, I don't need a foot therapist. I need like an actual therapist. I need one of those dolls where, you guys know what I mean? Like, where did he touch you dolls? Like, that's what I need after seeing that foot picture. It's graphic. It's not pretty whatsoever. Heck, it's maybe one of the reasons why I'm already on my second beer here on the Raiders report. Now, I am very excited to see what AB can do this year. There's no doubt that the coaches are excited. I think there's a reason why he was showcased on Hard Knocks as much as he was. Okay? So, Antonio Brown, 6 straight years, over 100 catches, and over 1,000 yards. And there's a reason why we went out and got this guy in the trade. How many catches for Antonio Brown in 2019? The Oakland Raiders report here. We are the most interactive YouTube channel, point blank. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys do. You see the link below. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. If you're already watching us on YouTube, click that big red button. Turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live. If you guys want to sit here and drink beers with me, I'm all about it. You want to interact with me on IG and Twitter, I like that. I like to hear your guys' opinion. So how many catches for Antonio Brown in 2019? Because I need to wet my whistle real quick. Hopefully you guys put your comments down there below. I'll give a shout out to 2 or 3 people. Cali King 85, John 97, Drip Dick Dad goes with 92. So I appreciate the comments. And now, here are the 5 things. The 5 things that I learned from episode 1 of Hard Knocks featuring the Oakland Raiders. The first one, the Raiders have Super Bowl wishes. Jon sat down with all the guys and said, I'm not making dreams. I want to make nightmares. The hot air balloon that Antonio Brown came in, 275,000 basketballs can be fit in that bad boy. I'm all about the hot air balloon entrance. AB, just show up and play. Gruden, effort over talent. It's one of the reasons why I think the Raiders ultimately had their entire NFL draft go the way they did. They want effort players, and if you're not going to show up for Jon, guess what? You're getting the boot. Coaches, they love Johnathan Abram. And honestly, I think HBO Hard Knocks took a liking to Abram. The dude talks. The dude brings the toughness. And Paul Gunther, Jon Gruden, heck, all the coaches were super ecstatic. Heck, even Greg Olsen was talking about Johnathan Abram. And then last one, Antonio Brown. He is hurt. He's no doubt hurt. His feet are not 100%. But he's still going 100%. And to a point where I respect it. Because I like the fact that he's showing up. He knows that he's a proven player. He knows he's a veteran. But he wants to show the guys what he is. And he wants to show that he is the best receiver in the NFL. My only thing is, AB, we know it. The guys on the field know it. I want to see you on the field week 1, my man. So if you got to take a step back, please take a step back. Episode 1 is already in the books. And we're going to be live for every single episode of Hard Knocks. So